but this is the one that matters. Like we've got through the international schedule. It is now a straight. Never mind the race to the moon. It's the race to the line in the SPFL. This is going to be. I think it's going to be epic. Absolutely epic. I think every weekend from here on in, you're going to get thrills, spills, and all the rest of it. Are you excited about it?
I'll tell you what, this weekend in particular is a brilliant way to get back to business because we've got 3 massive games in the title race, other important matches as well. The great thing is, I think this is an England Cup weekend, isn't it? So yeah. the kind of things like your Sky Telly and all that stuff, the Scottish football is back into focus. And the last time it was this kind of weekend, it was Celtic's comeback at Kelly and Hearts against Rangers at Ibrox.
And all of England started talking about it. Yeah,
2 absolute belters back to back. You had everyone down the road getting excited by it. I think we could have more of the same because you've got 3 colossal games in the title race. You've got a chance for Rangers to go top of the table for the first time in, I think, 2 years on Saturday against Dundee United. Yeah, I think it's the first time. That's no doubt somebody will correct me. I think it's the first time in 2 years they get a chance to go top of the table if they beat Dundee United. Then it's over to Hearts on Sunday at 2 o'clock. They're at Livingston. They're taking 7,000 fans to Livingston. I know it's about 2 minutes down the road from Tynecastle, but still 7,000 fans going there. And then Celtic at I think at 4:30 on Sunday with potentially an 8-point deficit to Hearts. Maybe major pressure at Dens Park. They've already lost. In fact, that's a streak they've lost 3 times on this season.
Well, and also Mike,
Wilfred Nonset and then last week with Martin O'Neill. So what have we given?
There's a bit of a bad bit of news for Celtic supporters tonight, which is coming over from the States. Austin Trusty pulled up in the last minute, and I think might have been in injury time. USA lost 2-0 in a friendly against Portugal in Atlanta, and Austin Trusty limped off the pitch after receiving treatment. That's the last thing that Martin O'Neill will be hoping for in terms of Celtic's preparations for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, by all accounts, he played very well in the game as well. I was reading some of the comments. I didn't see the game, obviously.
They were raving about him, mate.
Raving about him, had a good game. That's the kind of game that suits him as well. Kind of not back to the wall, but a kind of wee bit under siege at times and having to defend and concentrate. I mean, he's switched on and concentrating. He's a good defender. The only thing I would say about Celtic is that in his absence, Benjamin Arthur has looked all right. I think he's looked pretty decent, actually. He looks like a player. He's still young and raw, but I think he looks like a guy who is going places in terms of his career. And he does give Celtic a bit of balance in that centre defence.
Yeah, but the squad stretch, Mick, the last thing Celtic need is yet another injury, yet another big performer.
Well, this is what I was going to say, because the only thing about Arthur, he's not played an awful lot of top-team football and intense football. And it means that Celtic are very, very light. I mean, at times now, it's there's so many players out. I mean, Rojo's missing, obviously the main long-term ones as well. It's another kind of blow for Celtic. He's a player. But I do think if they can get through the weekend, it depends how bad it is, his injury.
Obviously, the first thing is get him off the plane and get him assessed and see if he's going to be ready.
You know, it's like you get a big long flight back. It's not easy either. So that's a concern. But it sums up Celtic's season, isn't it? They keep everywhere they go, they seem to hit problems.
Yeah, and it becomes an even bigger problem, as you mentioned, if Hearts go to Livy and get 3 points on, I think it's a 2 p.m. kickoff on Sunday, Michael.
Yeah.
That would stretch their lead over Celtic before kickoff at Dens at 4:30. I think that is. Celtic could be trailing Hearts by 8 points, which is almost unfathomable, isn't it?
I mean, it is. It's. I don't think. I think Martin O'Neill said a few times that there's no wriggle room for Celtic. There's zero wriggle room now after last week, after the defeat at Dundee United a couple weeks ago. They really can't afford it. It's going to be interesting to see them being the ones playing catch up, because that's never easy. We've seen it through the years. You're the last team out. There's a lot of pressure on the results elsewhere falling against you.
Starts cranking up.
But listen, it's also going to be interesting to see how Hearts respond. If Rangers, I think Rangers will win against Dundee United at Ibrox on Saturday. I don't think it'll be straightforward. I think United will make life awkward, but I think Rangers will get the 3 points. They could hit the top, which nobody would have predicted a few months ago. I mean, you think back to the dark days of Russell Martin and getting chased out of grounds, police escorts and all that stuff. They think they'd be top of the league in April would have been unthinkable. But Hearts have been top for since September.
That's ages now, yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how they react to get knocked off. If they get knocked off top spot, which I think they might well do, because then it's back on them to see if they can react. They've been in a situation with no European football, where they've been able to put down markers most Saturdays and let the rest of them play catch up. This maybe the first time they'll be the ones having to play catch up on the Sunday. So it'll be interesting to see how they react.
Just a few comments, Mick. I know you'll push for time, but Chickarooney's saying that's all we need. I think he's talking about Trusty, but to be honest, the way this season has gone, could have predicted we'd lose someone. He also says Arojo is Celtic's biggest loss, another one. They are piling up. It just feels, does this feel almost, Mick, as if, it was only a couple of weeks ago you were saying you felt the momentum had shifted in Celtic's favour.
Aye.
It does feel as if this season's almost feeling a little bit doomed.
Yeah, it's got heavy COVID season vibes, hasn't it?
Yeah.
With Celtic, that think it's like they can't do right for doing wrong. Every decision they make, everything seems to go wrong. And then they make one decent signing in January, and he gets injured. Marojo is probably the one player they signed probably since the start of the season that's actually looked apart, and he gets crocked. It looks like his season can be finished. The only saving grace, I suppose, is they've got Arthur Johnson, who might not be that far off, but I still think it's going to be after the split before he's back, and it's going to take him time. He's had pretty much most of the season out.
Do you think it's strange that he's back to Canada to do TV work and all that when he's been so long out and he's so close to returning? I must admit, if that was Martin O'Neill, I don't think I'd be delighted about that.
Yeah, you think stay there and do some work behind the scenes and increase your rehab so you're fit. Did seem a bit strange, didn't it? I think his national team wanted to get together and as a kind of team bonding and ahead of the World Cup. So I guess you can't really say no to that, I suppose. But I think listen, he was very polished on TV. I thought he was very good.
He's brilliant. He is brilliant. He's wasted as a football player.
Yeah, see these folk that are multi-talented. I must admit, they make me feel a bit ill. I'm not sure I like this.
Here's one. Skeleton Man says Congreve and Yogan running at that Celtic defence. I think that's a very valid point. Mick, I was discussing about it earlier today. I actually think Dundee are a better side right now with better individuals in it and key positions than Dundee United. And we saw the difficulties Celtic had there. I think that's looking like a real big question for Celtic to answer on Sunday. Yeah,
I was at Dens early in the season. It was when Dundee beat Celtic up in Tayside. Congreve was excellent that day. Really,
good
really
the two of them are really good. I like them.
Yeah, a major threat. That was the afternoon. That was the day when Brendan Rodgers came out with the Honda Civic line. Remember that afternoon?
That's right.
That was after that game when he called. He said he's a Honda. That seems like a long time ago. It was probably the line of
five seasons ago, didn't it?
It probably would have been the line of the season. If it wasn't for so much happened since. But that day gave Dundee, because it had a bit of a dodgy start to the season, and the manager, Stephen Presley, wasn't really welcome with open arms. That result gave them a bit of belief, and see, since then, I think they have picked up. It's been tough for them at times, but I've always been quite impressed with them. In the games against Celtic in particular, they've been excellent. They get
the big boy Hamilton in midfield. I'm having him. The two wide boys, as we said, really dangerous. Yogan, that's just a clever bit of business for Big Elvis, isn't it? Being able to bring him up. I think that's a difficult one.